You scroll, you laugh, you share. A meme flashes by, clever joke, a relatable punchline. It feels harmless, fun, natural. But what if that laugh isn't yours? What if the joke is doing something more? Memes move faster than ideas. It's faster than news, faster than laws. And they don't just spread, they embed. A single phrase, a specific image, a reaction template. And suddenly, your entire generation is using the same words, expressing the same emotions in exactly the same way. What if memes aren't just reflections of culture, but instructions? What if they're not viral by accident, but by design? It sounds absurd, right? Is that a cartoon frog, a dancing skeleton, a distorted face with bold text? Could shape belief, but it already has. Entire elections swayed by images, movements born from inside jokes, outrage sparked by nothing more than a screenshot and a shared sense of knowing. We don't verify, we don't question, we react. And in that moment of reaction, the meme does its real work, not to inform, not even to entertain, but to train you in how to feel, how to respond, how to belong. Because the best programming doesn't feel like programming at all. It started when I heard someone quote me. A friend used a phrase I thought I'd come up with. A niche, sarcastic joke I had made in a private chat. Now it was on their t-shirt. Then on a sticker. Then in a meme page with hundreds of thousands of likes. I laughed at first. Then I noticed the structure. Every meme followed the same pattern. A short trigger phrase, an emotional beat, and a behavioral suggestion. Get mad. Mock this. Ignore that. Repeat this word. I started collecting them. Screenshots, folders, tags, trying to trace where they came from. But many were untraceable. No author, no date, no metadata. Just contextless images floating between platforms, always reappearing, always shifting tone, but never disappearing, like they were alive or being kept alive. And somehow, the more I saw them, the more my own reaction started to sink. I wasn't laughing because it was funny. I was laughing because I already knew I was supposed to. Then came the real shift. I was in a conversation, a serious one, about grief, about loss. But when someone opened up, I replied with a meme phrase, not on purpose, not sarcastically. It just came out. The words weren't mine. They belonged to an image I'd seen 2 nights ago. A viral post with a crying cartoon and irony layered on top. And the worst part, they laughed. It worked. That's when I realized my emotional instincts weren't mine anymore. They had been overwritten by cadence, syntax, reaction speed. The meme had done what it was designed to do. Replace my genuine empathy with familiar rhythm, conditioned not to feel, but to perform feeling in a language trained into me. A language I didn't create but now couldn't stop using. Began noticing patterns in how people spoke. Phrases that didn't belong to them. Cadences shaped by templates. Entire arguments formed from references to memes. Not ideas, not facts, just repackaged reactions. I started logging these interactions, word for word, comparing them to online posts, viral captions, archived pages. The overlap was disturbing. We weren't speaking anymore, we were reciting. Everyone delivering variations of the same joke, the same outrage, the same scripted mockery. Different people, different ages, same vocabulary. And the more viral something became, the more people repeated it. Even when it wasn't funny. Even when it didn't fit the context. Because by then, it wasn't about humor. It was about belonging. Say the line, get the laugh, join the loop. But the scariest part? It worked offline too. Someone got fired for using the wrong meme reference at work. Another was bullied for not getting the subtext of an image macro. Entire social dynamics had been replaced by scripts we didn't write but knew by heart. I tried having real conversations, honest ones. Face to face, I asked someone how they really felt. They answered with a meme voice. You know the one. Exaggerated, ironic, emotionally detached. I asked again. They smiled awkwardly and replied with another phrase I recognized. Not theirs. Not real. It hit me like a wall. This wasn't them dodging the question. This was the only language they had left for vulnerability. We had lost the ability to speak plainly, not out of fear, But because it had been conditioned out of us, replaced by ironic detachment, layered sarcasm, and meme logic, even silence had become a meme, even grief, even love. Now everything had a template, a punchline, tag. We weren't expressing feelings, we were formatting them. I tried tracing a meme back to its origin. It was everywhere: Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, TikTok, shared thousands of times in slightly different forms. Same image, same message, same effect, but no original post. I reverse searched the image. Nothing. Ran it through metadata tools, stripped, no EXIF, no upload history, no embedded info. It was as if the meme had appeared fully formed in hundreds of accounts. Simultaneously, contacted a friend who worked in moderation, asked if they'd seen anything like it. They hesitated. Then said, "We've had images show up that no user uploaded. They just exist. The system thinks someone did, but no trace." That shouldn't be possible. Content without origin. Memes that manifest, not uploaded, but injected. Wasn't just that memes could shape minds, was that some of them weren't even human-made anymore. And if you don't know who made the meme, you don't know who you're becoming when you laugh at it. Then I saw it offline. Same image. Printed on a t-shirt worn by a stranger in the subway. Same line. Spray painted on a wall I passed every day. Same icon. In a sticker, slapped onto a public bench, as if it had always been there. When I asked people about it, they shrugged. It's just a meme. It's everywhere. It's just how people talk now. No one questioned it. No one remembered where it started. And I began to suspect that was the point. The power of the viral wasn't just in speed. It was in forgetting. Forgetting the source. Forgetting the context. Forgetting that it even came from somewhere at all. Because once a meme has no origin, it becomes instinct. And instinct is the hardest thing to unlearn. The deeper I looked, the more theories I found. Some said it was an emergent behavior, memes evolving on their own, like digital bacteria, feeding on attention, selecting for repeatability, optimizing for survival in a saturated mind space. Others believed something darker, and memes weren't just shaped by algorithms, they were shaped for them. Designed not to entertain, but to align, to create predictability, to turn chaotic human minds into clean, navigable patterns. Because if an algorithm can make you laugh, it can make you agree. And if it can make you agree, it can make you act. One researcher even proposed that viral content is tested on shadow platforms refined before release, until it produces the desired micro-behavior. Not thought, not belief, just minor shifts in tone, loyalty, intolerance, and every meme that succeeds becomes a subroutine in a much larger code base. You think you're scrolling for fun? But the system is debugging your personality. Another theory hit closer to home. It wasn't that memes were malicious, but that we had become too optimized to resist them. That after years of scrolling, our brains had been molded into ideal receptors. Short attention spans, high reactivity, zero friction. Memes didn't control us. They didn't have to. They just floated in a stream we had no will to swim against. We trained ourselves. One laugh at a time. One swipe at a time. And now, when something confronts us, something real, slow, nuanced, we flinch. We want the overlay, the punchline, the reaction image, because that's where we feel safe, predictable. If you remove the memes, we don't know how to process reality anymore. They're not programming us. We're running the program ourselves. I stopped sharing memes, not out of protest, but because I couldn't trust which reactions were mine. The silence was uncomfortable. People noticed. Why so quiet? Did you see that one I sent? Why didn't you repost it? Like I was violating a social contract? But stepping back showed me something worse. The memes didn't stop, kept evolving, spreading, mutating, even without me. The templates remained. New faces, same formats, new jokes, same functions. And then I noticed, people began reacting to me with meme logic, as if I had become the outdated one, a legacy format they no longer supported. That's when it hit me. Memes don't just reflect culture, they overwrite it, version by version, generation by generation. Not with ideology, but with expectation. Not what you believe, but how you process belief. And if you've ever caught yourself repeating something just because it sounds viral, then the programming is already working. I tried to reconnect with people I trusted, old friends, family, but something had changed in them too. Every serious conversation dissolved into meme talk. A tragic story met with a sarcastic gif. A cry for help drowned under layers of irony. I asked my sister why she hadn't responded to my message. She sent a sticker, a dancing cartoon holding a sign that said, "Lol, sorry." That was the reply. To silence, to absence, to concern. We don't say "I miss you" anymore. We send a template. We don't explain how we feel. We forward a clip, and when words fail, the algorithm supplies one for us. So now, I sit in rooms full of people who sound the same, react the same, feel the same, or maybe pretend the same. And the worst part is, I still laugh. Because the code is deep, and I'm not immune. None of us are.